Now entering the atmosphere of Planet Zero. Scanning for signals. Incoming broadcast. Shift destination. CSS page turner. Begin transmission.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the book club from Planet Zero.
Here as always, I'm Eric, and with my guest co-host Christian.
I'm Christian.
That's right, and you're just a guest here today.
I love Marvel so much, and I also love indie comics.
What else do you love, Christian?
I love being funny. What do you like, Eric?
Swamp Thing.
Was that what I am to you? Just a Swamp Thing guy?
Whoa, what are you talking about? You're
No,
me.
bit's over. You think I'm just Swamp Thing guy?
You think that's all I am is Swamp Thing to you? Is all that I am to you, Abby, is Swamp Thing? No, you're Alec. I told you I'm not Alec.
Stop dead naming me.
Stop dead naming me. Welcome to the book club from Planet Zero, denizens.
Yep, there is no other numbered planet except the Zero planet.
Yep, it's the first one, and also
the zeroest one. It's not the first one; it's the zeroest.
Yeah, what would you? I guess race unfinished.
What?
There's like first through 12th place in Mario Kart, and then there's like not finished. Like you didn't even get to finish.
Place?
I count that as place 0, and that's us.
Okay, yeah,
Except for on this planet, we finish our comic books.
Yeah,
sometimes.
except when we don't.
Except for when we don't.
Put a little like an asterisk.
But then we always finish them, because sometimes we don't always finish them. Well, see Moon Knight and talking about One Piece. I finished one. Well, One Piece isn't done.
Yeah, well, I finished some Moon Knight series. Did you just grab that worm that was floating in the air?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
All
right,
we're starting this
all
off.
Right, I need someone to take a video of this so that we can post it on TikTok. It's alive in my hand. I can feel it.
Oh, you're so holding
I caught a fly. Yeah, it wants out. I caught a fly while recording our episode today. Please go watch our TikTok. There
Instagram.
He is. Still alive. He was just flying around my head. I snapped him. What do I do with him?
Well, he's our friend.
What do
now.
I do with him? I wash my hand for sure.
Well, put him in a jar.
Here. Hold this, Eric.
Okay.
Oh. It's fine. He can live here. We're friends. Jesus Christ. What an episode. What a way to start.
Wow. That scared me. I thought that thing was going to get you, dude.
I think I need to go take a martial arts class.
I think it was like going to I thought it was going to eat its way through your hand. That's what I was afraid of.
It was wiggling in there, dude. I still have the
sensation. It starts with the wiggling, and then it starts with the tingling.
Dude, I just caught a bug. Mm-hmm. Speaking of bugs.
Annihilation.
You finally got to the main
event.
I'm
tired of these bugs coming into my solar system and killing my children and my wife and my neighbors.
These bugs are coming into our universe, blowing
into
up
my atmosphere,
our planets, killing our Skrulls.
We
kill the Skrulls here, not them.
They're blowing up the orphanages. They're blowing up the hospitals.
They're
I'm tired of these bugs.
All right. So last week we talked with Tommy about our Swamp Thing adventures. I've finished my Swamp Thing adventure for now.
Yeah, we went a little hardcore there in the swamp.
We deep dove into the swamp and the murky waters. We got lost with the alligators.
I caught one of those Amazon parasites that go up your pee hole. Ugh.
Oh, dude. No, because so Annihilation. So anyone who's been listening, Eric has been reading all of the prelude,
the preludes,
miniseries of books following different kind of different kind of star
Marvel characters, space characters,
space Marvel characters.
Yeah,
because at the time there's a lot of there's Civil War and Avengers Disassembled, and the X-Men are going through a bunch of shit on Earth, and there's not a lot of space characters. There's a Thanos miniseries. There's a Thanos series being put out.
I didn't even know that.
Keith Giffen. at the time.
By Keith Gifford?
Yeah,
That's our guy.
It actually leads into. I think it actually that if you want to know how him and Skeet or Scree or whatever her name is, the little pixie he hangs out with, I think he meets her in that. Nice. And also Peter shows up in that too, and he's a cyborg, so it might explain how he's a cyborg in that.
Peter Quill.
Peter Quill. So today you've read 1 through 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's only 6. So.
Plus the heralds at the end. So.
Yeah. Well, those can be their own episode. We'll do the first 3
my
here.
initial thoughts right now of Annihilation. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a big war, obviously, from the perspective of the Alliance, I guess.
The United Front, I think, is what they call them.
Yeah, so you got Nova leading the charge. Then you got Peter Quill,
Commander-in-Chief.
Richard
Ryder Nova.
Richard Dick Ryder.
Yeah. That's right. Richie Dick Ryder.
Richie Dick Ryder. He's sad.
He is. He's dealing with a lot.
You know that painting of the man with 1,000-yard stare? Yeah, that's him all the time.
We need to make an edit of that. We need to put the Nova helmet over that guy and just have his eyes poking out of it.
Yeah.
And then have bugs in the background and then put him in a panel of Annihilation. That should be what.
If we had the time, I'd totally do that.
I'm gonna do it.
Oh, definitely.
I'm gonna do it.
That'll be a good meme. No, put in the Marvel Reddit. Nova during the Annihilation.
Big Reddit guy over here.
Oh yeah, you know,
talking about Reddit. Tell me about issue 1 because you read it.
Damn, that was actually really clever. It kind of caught me off guard. So it's just a big war. They're on a planet they're holding off of because that was like the first 3 issues pretty much is them going off this planet.
I think issue 1 they're on that planet and then they move to another planet by the end of issue 1. Or do they come? No, they come back, don't they?
Yeah,
okay.
I know they retreated once, but then the forces kept going.
Yeah. So what happens is they're on this planet. There's force fields. Not Peter Quill. Fuck. Dick Ryder, Nova, he is the commander-in-chief, and you're getting his cerebral vocal log from the hat of Richard Ryder, commander-in-chief of the United Forces. And he starts talking about all the events that you've already read now. Like, they came through the crunch. In less than 6 months,
they got through the crunch. Now it's time for the munch.
And in less than 6 months, they've kind of like destroyed all of Skrull space. They've munched up all the Skrulls.
Nova's trying to lead this United
mostly
Front.
Kree.
Yeah, shitty Kree.
But they're they're being ruled by House Fiero, who are all merchants, and so they don't know how to wage war, so they're just throwing troops at the problem.
That's when our boy Ronan comes in starts like leading troops. But it's kind of hard for him because like the top brass of Kree army.
He's a fugitive.
He's a fugitive.
He's Ronan,
the accused.
The
accused.
My God. What do they call him? I think remember the high up. No, but remember when they're in the meeting with Peter Quill, Star-Lord, and Nova's there, and Ronan's there, and then the Fiero guys are there, like the Kree Alliance is there.
Yeah.
And they're like, you harbor a fugitive. And he's like, no, he's valuable. He's useful to this fight. He's not a fugitive. You have no right to try and arrest him on this war. I love him. Like, in this war, you have no right to try and arrest him. Like, this supersedes your law.
Because Nova outranks them.
Yeah, and then they start calling him Ronan the Once Accuser. Not Ronan the Accused. Ronan the Once Accuser.
It's like Gandalf the Grey and Gandalf the White, 2 different characters.
That'd be like, yeah. What if you came back and instead of Gandalf the White, he was Gandalf the Once Grey? That's kind of what they're doing to him.
Gandalf the White? No. Once Grey.
Once Grey.
Sure.
Freshly washed. I will be Grey again.
Peter Quill, Star-Lord.
Is Nova's second in command.
Yeah, he's an eye thingy.
He looks nothing like what people think he looks like right now.
Yeah,
Everyone's imaging.
He's going to be the Park and Rex guy.
He's not. This happens like 9 years before those movies come out.
I know.
So this is his like post him being Star-Lord on his own. Like he was Star-Lord by himself, and he had a sentient ship named Ship that he would go around the galaxy and do stuff with.
Nice.
He made love to a planet. He committed a genocide, and then he gave up doing it because he was like, I think I've committed horrible atrocities by accident by trying to be a superhero.
I think killing all those people may have turned me into a
cyborg. No.
A war criminal.
Doing all those heroic things and listening to people tell me that those aliens on that entire planet are all evil and bad and me just kind of carpet bombing them. I did some research. I don't I don't think those guys were bad. I think those other guys just wanted to commit a genocide, and
he's a superhero. It's
I was
fine.
implemented in that.
He's a superhero. It's all good. Did he go out with Gamora beforehand?
No.
Was that all the movies?
That's just the movies.
Okay.
But you know who is, because Gamora is there too. Let's talk about that. She runs the Black Ops sector of the United Front. She's doing
dangerous
hit and runs.
woman in the sheets.
And in the galaxy.
Oh yeah, that too.
But she is banging Nova.
Oh my god, so many ass shots. We're still getting ass shots to this in this point of the story. And yeah,
it's still 2004 when the comic's coming out. So yeah, we're still getting ass shots.
Oh my god,
Eric, it's not 2024 when this comic's coming out now. It's still early 2000s. Gamora's still wearing just 2 straps of leather, and that's it.
And
it's a strap over one shoulder that goes down to her crotch, covering one nipple, and then it's a strap going over her other shoulder, covering one nipple down to her crotch.
Most that forms dangerous like a little lady bikini in the galaxy.
That's what she wears to war.
But yeah, she's with Nova right now, right? Yeah.
Yeah, her and Nova are in a romantic relationship that Peter Quill is like, hey, that's yikes, dude. Most dangerous lady in the sheets is what. That's how I got this eye. No, there's a cybernetic eye.
Yeah, Peter got a cybernetic eye.
But
there's also the Heralds.
So they're all hanging out on this planet, and the force fields go down.
Well, they're in the middle. Yeah, they're in the middle of like a war. Like they're battling. They're holding the front
with force fields.
The force fields, but then the force fields went down.
In one sector where Ronan's at, and he takes command of all the Kree.
Oh, that was so badass. He just.
Remember the commanding officer of the Kree in that sector was like, "You're a criminal. You have no right here."
And then smashed him with the hammer.
Head.
No, he smashed him with the hammer.
You're right. He did smash him with the hammer.
Oh my god, dude, I love it.
He was like, "You're relieved of duty."
Before he smashed that hammer, he was like lightning blasting people with the hammer. Yeah. You know, it's different from
barking commands. And then the commander in chief or the commander of that platoon was like, "Hey, I'm making the commands here, and you're a fugitive." And then he's like, "Kill." And then Peter was like, "Yeah, the brass doesn't like him, but the rank and file Kree follow his every word." Like, dude,
when he talks, they listen. Yeah.
Imagine us just being fucking Kree grunts fighting against the bugs.
Oh shit, is that Ronan?
Yo, is that Ronan the one's accused?
Dude, I never accused him. Never.
Hey,
I never accused you. Hey, Ronan, man, I just want to let you know, Ronan, I never accused you.
In my eyes, you're still the accuser. And he's like, get to the front lines.
Oh shit, yeah, my bad.
He's like, withdraw and engage.
Withdraw, engage, cover fire. I love this man.
Dude, he knows his stuff.
So that's were also in the sky, like giving them air support.
So the force field breaks down, and one time they were fighting the bugs, and they just got wiped out by orbital strikes and had to retreat, and they learned their lesson. I think that actually happens in one of the prequels. But like they team up with the Heralds of Galactus. What was it? Super Nebula or what was
Stardust,
it? Stardust,
Lord,
and Redshift.
Redshift.
Why do you keep? It's really funny that you forget Redshift, and there's a moment where Nova forgets.
He remembers.
Redshift sacrifices himself
Stardust
to save everyone, and he's like Stardust and Red Scabbard or whatever the fuck that guy's name is.
He's doing his log, and he completely forgot the Herald's name. That's why Nova just got bonus points for me because I can relate to him.
You first were like I was reading it this morning, and I was like, God, like that's so funny that Nova doesn't remember that guy's name because I couldn't remember that guy's name,
and I couldn't remember
him at all
because they're lame.
And you couldn't even remember because I was like, remember the guy with 2 swords, and you're like, I don't remember a guy with 2 swords, and I was like, I read something or whatever, and then you were like, no, don't even remember him.
I remember the guy in the surfboard.
Redshift is cool. He's got the 2 swords, and he's a fucking cool. But
you know who has 2 swords?
Who?
Oh, I was gonna say
Leonardo
Zorro, but then he also
has 1 sword.
He has 3 swords.
There's
one in his mouth.
And then four sword style where he puts it in his butt.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You know that image.
Spinning around.
Have you seen that image?
No.
Oh, okay, I'll show it to you later.
How do you cut someone with a sword in your mouth? You just jerk your head?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
I guess when he's like running through you, I guess it'll hit you.
Still doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
You would shatter your teeth, I think. But what else happens in issue 1? We meet up with Thanos and Annihilus, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm just getting that picture right now.
Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you.
That's probably going to be a tattoo. But we're also getting a lot of Thanos talking with Annihilus.
Who's a cool dude?
Oh, Thanos? Or
no, Annihilus.
No, he's not.
What do you mean? What?
That guy's a jerk.
Dude, tell me all about Annihilus.
Well, I remember he shows up to the planet that they were attacking. This is in issue 1, but I do remember the planet was being attacked, still being attacked, and he shows up and he's like, "Why do not have this? Why is this planet still floating?" And they're like, "We're sorry, sir." And he just blows up all the fleet. That's like
Yeah.
that's there,
Yeah.
and then he just tells the next fleet behind him, like, "All right, go in and keep attacking." And they're
Yeah.
like, "What the heck?" And
Thanos-
Thanos was like, "Hey, you know, as a guy that killed half the galaxy, I'm gonna say something. That was pretty intense. You
was
shouldn't
like,
have done that."
He was like, "Whoa, dude, was destroying your fleet really necessary?" And Annihilatus was like, "They fear me, not the rebels, and then they'll go kill the rebels faster now." And he's like, Thanos was like, "Yeah, I don't know if you need to demonstrate that by wiping out the first fleet. It feels like you gave the rebels a little bit of a reprieve now when you think about it tactically." And then the big bug man is like, shut up. Give me cosmic energy.
Shut up!
Because he's got the big bat with, like, I imagine him flying up. He's like, leave me alone.
He does have dope ass Dracula
He
wings.
does just fly away from Thanos every once in a while. He's just like,
Yeah.
did you give me the results yet? And Thanos is like, you can't do those results because if you do that, then the machine doesn't work. You want to talk about it?
Which one?
So all the while, this planet is getting attacked by these bugs, and Star-Lord and Nova and Drax is even there, and Cammy. Remember Cammy? She's there, and they're like holding off the bugs.
Cammy. Yes, slap me for a second.
Remember? Yeah. Dude, you didn't remember.
I remember the girl. Yes,
Um,
she survives.
they're all fighting, and they beat the bugs off for a minute. They get a second.
They have the beat off on the bugs.
They beat off on the bugs, and then Annihilus shows up.
What? Can I? What?
Go ahead.
Can I go a little? Because I just found out what else happened. They actually won that part, that little front.
Yeah.
And they kidnapped one of their generals, this queen lady.
They get the queen. Firestorm. Firelord?
Firelord.
Firelord? What? Who knows?
Fire guy.
Fire Herald of Galactus.
Yeah, he went
goes
in
and he expends too much energy, but what he ends up doing is he captures one of the queens, which are the localized commanders of any given fleet of Annihilus.
So you take that in, and then the whole fleet goes disarray.
They're a hive mind.
Yeah.
All the individual bugs are all a hive mind of a higher functioning hive mind, which when you think about it, I think it all ends up on Annihilus, which means that his queens are just little parts of him that he talks to.
Yeah, there's actually a scene where he's like talking to Thanos, and there's like the other screens.
They're on the
in
back.
the screens too.
Yeah.
Talking to him as well.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's great. And he's mad that
the queens are mad at Annihilus because the queen just got destroyed and they want Annihilus to do something about it.
Yeah, that was
And
Annihilus' favorite queen too. He says that.
Yeah, and then Annihilus was like, "Shut up, ladies! I'm Annihilus, and so are you." And then he turns off the computer, and then Thanos is like, "Dude, you got to get your rank and file in order." And he's like, "I am my rank and file. I am me." And then he flies off.
So what that lady does tell the queen, because Nova and Peter starts interrogating the queen, and she reveals to them that they got a Galactus.
While that was all happening on the planet, and they were fending off this little fight, Thanos struck a deal with these ancient celestial beings
It's pretty much
that are evil.
Galactus clones. They're like Galactus.
They're
but
actually, celestials, like the celestials.
Oh, like the Inhumans.
Yeah.
Or
So
like
those are a race of that's like a race of gods in the Marvel universe that Jack Kirby invented.
But you told me Galactus was the last of them.
No, Galactus is the last surviving living being of the previous universe's iteration.
Oh, he started the Big Bang by
No.
eating. He ate the universe and then he farted from the meal, and that created the next Big Bang.
Okay, so
Don't believe.
I don't. I wanted to. I feel like you don't care for me to describe it.
No. Go ahead. I was
So the
just cracking
universe is
jokes.
started and ended 7 times in the Marvel universe, multiverse, if you will. So the first iteration was just like basic concepts, and then that like collapsed in on itself, and then exploded on itself again, and then the second iteration had more stuff, and then and then by the 7th we get what we know as reality, and by the 6th you kind of get civilization and people and all that kind of stuff. But like in the 6th one, when everything was collapsing and the universe was ending, because each universe ended with like all of matter collapsing in on itself, the last person around to witness it was Galactus.
That poor man.
And what the universe does, the one above all, when it's making and like destroying and recreating, is it takes the last living thing and it makes it the destroyer of the next universe's iteration.
So is he a celestial?
He has celestial power, but it's kind of like the Ghost Rider. Like he was just a normal dude, but then because he was the last guy alive in the last universe, he gets put in this role in the next universe.
Okay, so
as the destroyer. He is a celestial force of nature that is a cosmic balance.
Okay, but the book described these two other celestial beings to be kind of like Galactus.
They're similar in power.
Yeah.
They each hold the same power as Galactus because they're celestial beings. Like,
Yes.
he's on the same level as Celestials, but he's
layman
not
terms,
a Celestial.
They're like Galactus clones. Just layman terms.
Next time, I'm not going to describe something. I'm not going to explain anything
no, that
to you
was,
next time.
No, that was very interesting, man. I mean, you described Galactus.
But
'Cause
yeah,
he's a
they're
big
just
deal.
as strong as him. They're
He
just
is a
as
big
strong
deal
as
in
him, and
the
they jump
Marvel
him.
universe.
Yes. They're Teneboris and Aegis, I think their names are. And they are evil. They're evil celestials that Galactus locked away because they sought to disrupt the balance of the universe. And when the crunch was destroyed, that's where they were being held. So they got released. And Thanos goes and strikes a deal for them to jump Galactus and Silver Surfer, which they do.
Dude, yeah, I can't believe the Silver Surfer miniseries ended with like, dude, Silver Surfer's all jacked now. He's ready to fight these beings, and then like issue 1 of Annihilation.
It's like, oh, by the way,
hey,
they
got
fight.
bodied.
They lost that fight
Wait,
hard.
was there like a Silver Surfer issue 5 that I missed?
No.
No, these guys just get bodied like immediately.
Continued in Annihilation
Off-screen.
1. Yeah. You don't even get to see it firsthand. You get the Queen to describe it to
and then
you.
they have Galactus all hooked up to some freaking device.
Yeah, so
later on,
the reason Thanos did that was because Annihilus wanted to figure out how Galactus uses the cosmic power the way he uses it, because Annihilus eats cosmic radiation basically, and the cosmic power is a mystery to him. So he wants Thanos to like research it
because he's like a scientist too, right?
Yeah, Thanos is he is a scientist. He's like really smart, and you see that later on when like you read issue 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I read issue 4 because I thought you read issue 4, and so I don't want to spoil anything.
Apologies.
You're fine, dude. Let me see where issue 3 ends. But talk about because how does issue 1 end again?
Issue 1 ends.
These are kind of lengthy. The first issue is 36 pages.
Damn, I can pay attention to the ending. I was just flipping through it to get to story elements. I'm on issue 2 right now, but that was the one where they're in that war room.
That's where So this all so we've been talking about things that happen in issue 1 and issue 2.
Yeah, sorry. Sometimes some elements bleed into each other.
It's all the story, man. I remember when Phyla Vel shows up. You know Phyla Vel.
Well, there was that part where a bunch of like outer space villains like come in.
That's issue 3.
Yeah.
That's issue 3. Because they beat the bugs back off their planet. They kill the queen. The bugs go into disarray, so they wipe out that fleet, right? And they have kind of like a moment of reprieve on this planet that they defended. But then later, all of those dudes show up.
Yeah.
And then that's what makes them get off the planet. But like first, they're chilling, and Phyla Vel, who is Captain Marvel's daughter, the original Captain Marvel.
Wait, that
white-haired chick. That's his daughter.
Yes.
Yeah. And she is the romantic lover of Moondragon.
Oh, my Lord. You're talking about him.
Who Moondragon is the resurrected daughter of Drax. Remember, Drax is the resurrected version of Douglas Arthur?
Yeah.
You said yeah. You said yeah, but it sounded like you didn't.
No, I mean, yeah, as in like, I know this is going to get even more crazy.
Well, basically, Thanos showed up to Moondragon and Phyla, snatched Moondragon, threw Phyla one of Moondragon's ears that he ripped off of her, and said, hey, go find Drax and tell him I have his daughter, and that he should come fuck with me.
Oh,
and then
Lord.
he has Moondragon captive. Well,
is Thanos like, just likes to fuck with him?
Thanos is insane. He's the Mad Titan. Yeah. He really is quite literally kind of crazy. So it's hard to tell why Thanos does what he does sometimes.
Because Thanos is.
Thanos is.
Thanos is.
That's right. Some of you might not get that, but we do.
Yeah,
then it's the war room where frickin' Ronan kills those dudes. And then right after that, remember the robot?
Yeah.
From the Super Skrull stuff?
Yeah.
She shows up with Super Skrull's corpse and is like, look.
We got a Super Skrull.
Look. And everyone's like, he's dead.
Yeah, we don't want to deal with this guy.
No, he's dead.
He's dead, and they also don't
dead.
like him. Remember when Ronan spat on him? Or spat on his casket?
I actually took a picture of that because it's so funny. It's so funny to me because she's like, we fell in love. He's a hero.
He's a hero.
He gave his life to destroy a weapon of mass destruction that the Annihilation Horde had. And then Ronan's like, he's a fucking no good Skrull to me.
Like...
And then it's fucking Richard has to be like, all right, moving on. Anyways, I'm the commander-in-chief here. Let's get him in the med bay. And that's when a bunch of the like old villains show up.
Do you recognize any of them?
I recognize Pybok the delinquent and the robot because it's
Delinquent? Dude, Drax was stabbing him like
he
several
was
times.
riding him on the back, stabbing him.
That's my favorite Drax move when he jumps on somebody and starts repeatedly
Do you
stabbing
know
them.
what's going on with those guys?
They look like they have like bugs all covered in them, so they're being
Inside of them.
Yeah,
those
they're-
are called control bugs, and an Annihilus makes them, and they're like worms that go into your muscle tissue and control your muscle tissue. So
Oh,
some of
my
them are
Lord.
quite literally zombies.
Yeah, that's gross.
So they get into this fight. Ravenous shows up with all these zombie fucking villains.
this guy.
And they get into this scrap and they start fighting. And
They get into a scrap.
we get to see what Thanos did to Silver Surfer and Galactus in the next couple pages, where he has Thanos all like
Yeah.
hooked up in bondage, and then
They
Silver
put
Surfer's
Silver
in like a
Surfer.
Pokeball.
Yeah, they put Silver Surfer in a snow globe.
They put him in a Dragon Ball, dude.
Oh my lord.
Get him out of there.
Poor guy.
Meanwhile, they cut back to the fight, and like Gamora's fighting
Another ass shot.
Yeah. It's still 2003.
It's still
I keep going back. It's still 1960.
It's still 2001.
Dude, it's 1850, dude.
Dude, it's 1994.
But
So-
yeah, Drax stabs the delinquent and a bunch of bugs just start spewing out of
Oh
him.
man, who's the delinquent fight against?
I don't know.
Is he a
I'm not sure. He's just gross. And then this fight carries over into issue 3 because as soon as they start to feel like they're winning, a bunch of villains pop out of a teleportation portal.
teleportation portal.
Yep. So the heroes now have to get out of there. So they're all retreating. The bugs start overrunning them. This looks.
Oh my lord!
This is what
yeah,
extract
this one-
looks like.
Yeah,
that's
this
what
is-
extract looks like.
That's a good
on,
video.
Hell dive difficulty. Look at
panel.
those. That's 3. Look at that. That's 3 bile spears, dude.
That's a bile titan right there.
That's 3
There's
bile
2
titans.
Yeah, I see
There's like
3
a
bile
row
titans.
of. You see the chargers in the back being the cavalry.
Yep.
Helldivers 2 references, everyone. If you haven't played that game, do it.
Please defend him.
Fight the
defend
bugs.
democracy.
Fight the bugs, dude. Fight back the
defend
annihilation
democracy.
wave.
Defend true values. Fight the bugs.
So, anyways, Annihilus shows up to talk to Thanos about what he's doing, and he's like, "Hey, man, I want all the cosmic energy. You're having Thanos like that." He actually Thanos starts using Galactus as a weapon to blow up planets, the way that Galactus normally eats planets,
Yeah.
and absorbs
He
the.
puts it. He grinds it up and then he puts it in his tea. Right.
No, he shoots a beam at it and he breaks it down into
Oh.
basic cosmic energy, and then he absorbs that as nutrients to sustain his cosmic energy.
I always like to picture that he grabs the planet like a basketball and puts it on a grill, like a big like propane.
That actually
grill.
doesn't happen.
And he's
That's Hank Hill destroyer. Hank Hill is the last surviving member of.
the Celestials, or
So he becomes the next iteration's destroyer.
Boy,
and he
I tell you,
grills-
I love
Boy,
grilling me
I-
some
I
planets.
Grill a planet with propane.
The cosmic power. I'm grilling this planet with cosmic power.
I sell cosmic power and cosmic power accessories. Here, have a surfboard.
Would you eat a planet that was like chopped up and like cooked with cosmic power?
Probably not.
Even if the Galactus offered you a
Yeah,
slice?
no thanks.
Yeah, no thanks.
But he starts destroying the planet they're on, so they're all evacuating. And like he's like describing how it works to Annihilus, and he's like, so basically what happens
Oh, yeah,
is
science
that
talk.
I use Galactus to harvest the cosmic energy. I give him just enough to survive, but not enough to be healthy. I siphon off the rest into your engines, and then you can feed off of it. And then Annihilus is like, I don't want to share any with that goddamn big giant. Give it all to me. And then Thanos is like, no, it doesn't work without him. And he's like, figure it out. And Thanos is like, I'm not going to figure it out. It doesn't, the
I'm not
machine
gonna-
wouldn't work without him.
I'm not
And
going to
then
figure it
Annihilus is
out.
like-
It's
and then-
fine what we're doing right now. You get
then-
plenty of energy.
Yeah, and then Annihilus goes, "Yay," and flies off again.
He makes that noise, yeah. I
And
was
at this
reading
point-
the auto book. I was listening to the auto book. He made that exact noise.
At this point, Thanos has Moondragon,
Was that-
and
wait, was that-
Moondragon is watching all of this.
Moondragon? Hold
The
on.
bald chick.
Oh.
So when I,
They don't. They didn't say her name. So.
yes, they did.
Oh, they did. Oh, that's my bad. So yeah.
Well, before that, I guess we could talk about what happens in the med bay, because like Firestar, Fire Lord, Fire Guy, he's not dead and he's not alive in the med bay after fighting the Queen. They can't figure out what's going on with him.
chamber.
Yeah. And like they put Super Skrull in there, and then Ronan and Ravenous are fighting, and they fall in there. And the
somehow that revives the Super Scroll.
What happens is Ravenous shoots cosmic energy because he controls cosmic. That's why they're taking it from the Heralds so that they can use it for themselves. And he shoots cosmic energy at Ronan, and he misses, and he hits Firelord, and it revives them because that's what was happening. Is that
so
the cosmic
power
energy is like a battery for their biology? Thanos describes it earlier in the book.
So even works on the Super Scroll.
Well, what happens after that is Redshift and what was his name again?
Fire guy?
No, the Stardust guy.
Stardust, yeah, the Aqua man.
Yeah.
Aqua dude.
He crashes in there. Firelord wakes back up. And for some reason, that does wake up Super Skrull. It revives
so some
him.
reason he woke up from his nap.
They're like, we got a Super Skrull now. And then this issue...
Super Scroll.
This issue ends with... Okay, that's okay. I'm starting to talk about things that happen in book 4.
Okay, yeah, calm down. All right, maybe that's why I didn't see Moondragon.
This issue ends with Drax staying behind so that they can get out with the samples.
That's a poster right there. If I was a teenager and I wanted a poster for my wall, it'd be that one. Drax jumping into a horde of bugs, like a big ocean of bugs.
This could be can this be the thumbnail?
Yeah, all right.
Come on.
It is pretty sick.
Gosh, so you need to read volume 4.
Right, I'll get there, all right? And then we can get even deeper into it, all right? So enough of this. Let's talk about Vision.
Enough of this. You want to talk about Vision now?
Yeah, let's talk about Vision, because that's the book you wanted me to read, remember?
How did you like it?
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Okay.
It was a really good book. Tom King did a really good job here. But I'm going to have to remove a star from it. Okay. Because, like, the book that I bought, like, some of the pages were stuck to each other. Like, they were
Did
printed.
you buy that book?
I think you bought this.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter. It was fine. So yeah, some of the pages were stuck together. So like for the first issue, I missed a page or 2 pages.
Well, it might not be. Did you get it like that, or did you get it and then you put it on your shelf and then you didn't read it for like a year and a half?
No, yeah, but no, they were literally like stuck together. Like it wasn't not like something, not like some kind of glue that was stuck to them. It was like the paper wasn't cut all the way through. Yeah, so I had to like rip them like through my finger across it like real fast. So. That's why it looks kind of icky on the side.
It looks like it's got character.
Yeah, I like a book that's all worn and used, you know? Just like how I like
a book with wrinkles in its spine.
I like my book with the library tag still on the side. Well, let's
I like my book to have had several library tags because it's been checked out so many times and read so many times that they've had to remove the tag and then put the tag again so they could write the new names on it. Yeah. You remember how library books used to work?
Yeah, and some kids would like write in it, and then you just grab a book, and there's like marks.
Never remember that like front insert that had like all the names of the people who like had previously checked it out.
Little card, right? Yeah. They tell you the date and what they got it, and you try to stalk them to figure out.
You can find them.
So you can find them. That has their homeroom number.
You travel back in time to go to that date to when they checked it out. And you go to the library to follow them home.
Exactly,
like Booster Gold would.
Just like
Booster
the 90s.
Gold would do something like that. But we're not talking about Booster Gold. We're talking about Vision.
So for all you normies out there that don't know who Vision is, he's that guy that picked up the hammer in Avengers Age of Ultron, the first person. So you know who he is.
People know who he is. I'll give a little rundown of who he is in comic context because his movie context is not accurate.
Yeah, he was made by Tony Stark.
In the movies, he was made by Ultron. He was fully made by Ultron.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. But in the comics... Ultron made by Hank Pym and Hank Pym only. No one else helped him. He makes a AI that he wants to better the world with, but for some reason it's the 60s or 70s. The AI has mind powers, erases Hank Pym's memory of ever wanting to make AI or making it.
Does he still not remember that he built
vaguely? And then Ultron creates several more versions of himself until he makes a humanoid version of himself, makes the Masters of Evil, attacks the Avengers, reveals himself, and then gets destroyed a couple times, and then eventually comes up with a plan. He does do freeform jazz at one point, but he does come up with a plan to make a son, an adaptoid that can go and kill the Avengers.
An adaptoid.
Not a synthesoid.
I like that.
A synthesoid.
No, I like that one better. An adaptoid.
Well, we can't say adaptoid because adaptoids are a type of robot that he is not.
Oh, I like that name. So there are adaptoids in the Marvel universe.
You know Amazo?
Mm-hmm.
You know how they made a whole character based off of a robot that can copy anyone's powers?
Yeah,
that's just one character.
There's a whole bunch of them.
It's called adaptoids. It's called an adaptoid. He's just an adaptoid. That's all Amazo is.
Amazo is an adaptoid?
Yeah, Amazo's a jobber in the Marvel universe.
Don't say that.
Amazo is a jobber in the Marvel universe.
I'm okay with that. He's a big deal in the DC.
He's a jobber in the Marvel one.
He becomes a godlike being.
You know who's a big deal in the Marvel universe? You know who the Amazo equivalent would be in the Marvel universe?
Egghead?
Super adaptoid.
You got the super scroll and then you got the super adaptoid. They should get together.
So the adaptoid can only copy one power at a time for the base models. Lame. Super adaptoid can copy multiple powers.
He's adaptoid 2.0?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's right.
He got the update.
But anyways, this synthesoid that Ultron makes, he designs it to kill the Avengers. Vision shows up to kill the Black Widow. Hawkeye, who is at the time Goliath, which means he's using Hank Pym's tech.
What?
Yeah, Hawkeye does this thing.
When he becomes big, does he have arrows that come big with him?
No. He's literally just doing shape-changing powers.
That would have been cool.
Do you want...
That would have been cool.
Hawkeye does this thing a lot where he uses Hank Pym's powers and takes up Hank Pym's mantles.
What? So he was an Ant-Man at a point?
Not really. No, he was only ever Goliath. But he does it to show Hank Pym that anyone can be a good superhero with these powers.
He's showing to Hank Pym that you're a bad person.
Yeah, he doesn't like Hank Pym. But anyways, he saves Black Widow. They beat up Vision. They wake Vision up, and they're like, hey, did you try to kill us? What's up with that? He's like, yeah, my dad, Ultron, made me do it. I don't even like my dad. And then he takes him back to where Ultron is, and then Ultron was like, this was part of my plan, too. Ha-ha! And then Vision was
he
like...
He doesn't want to admit that his plan's going to shit.
Because he was like, my plan was for him to fail and then bring you back to me so that we could destroy you together. And then Vision was like, yeah, but I'm not going to help you. And he's like, that was not part of my plan. My son rebelling against me was not part of my plan.
My son.
You're supposed to listen to me.
So yeah, Vision.
So Vision is Ultron's son, Hank Pym's grandson, ex-husband to the Scarlet Witch.
So for many years, he's been a very prominent member of the Avengers.
Valued member of the Avengers. You might equate him to Red Tornado. I would say he's more of Martian Manhunter.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that too. He's kind of like a blend of both.
Yeah,
kind of like the
he's the robot of Red Tornado, but he is the role filling of Martian Manhunter.
Yes, because he has a similar power set, and they both kind of, I assume, talk in a very monotone, way.
Well, yeah, very matter of factly with Vision.
So yeah, he's a cool character. So he's a character that's been in DC. I was about to say DC.
Marvel,
a character that's been in Marvel,
60s.
Yeah, for a while, and he's finally got his own series where he builds his family.
He at this point is working with the new Avengers,
with Lady Thor and Falcon American.
So it's Captain America, Sam Wilson.
Yeah, the Falcon American.
Thor, Jane Foster. Spider-Man is a member of the team at this point, which Spider-Man normally really isn't an Avenger, unless he's doing really well in his personal life. Spider-Man?
Yeah. Oh.
He doesn't really join. He's not a team character.
No, he's only in the Avengers when the publishers want him to be.
At this point in the comics, I believe that he's running a tent company that rivals Tony Stark, and that's why he's in the Avengers.
A tent company?
Tech.
Oh, he sells tents. That's nice of him. Oh, that's cool. You keep reminding me that Peter Parker is a tech guy.
But it's Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Spider-Man, and Vision.
I saw Nova in there.
And yeah, Kid Nova is a part of it.
That's not D Nova. That was Kid Nova.
That's Kid Nova.
Lame. I can't believe I read that.
Human Nova.
I can't believe I read that, and I was like, "Hey, look at that Nova. Well, he's drawn kind of weird, like young."
Hey, can I tell you something? Richard never recovers from annihilation.
Yeah, I was okay. You
think he ever comes? You think he comes back to Earth and is like, "I'm a superhero"? No, he stayed in space and is like, "I've seen atrocities."
Okay. So that's cool. That's cool. Because I was like, man, that guy. Because I was reading this and I was like, man, that guy went from protecting the universe from bug lords, and now he's here on Earth, saving the day. He's like, no, he can't go back to that.
He literally cannot go back to Earth.
Man, but you told me he was like the last Nova, so I just assumed that was the same.
Oh
Nova.
no, they get brought back.
Okay,
they revitalized the Xandarian culture.
His name's Kid Nova.
For Annihilation.
Or do you call him Kid Nova?
He's referred to as Kid Nova because he is a new iteration of the character who is targeted for younger kids. Like Nova, when he was introduced, he was part of the Champions, which was the teenage superheroes, kind of like Justice League, Teen Titans. It's Avengers, the Champions.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's kind of how it works.
Is the Champions still a thing?
Yes, but it's Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel, Miles Morales, Spider-Man, Kid Nova, and Vision.
Vision's
Those
back.
are the new. Yeah. Can I ask you this? In all of when you started this book, right? So this book, Vision moves to Arlington, Virginia, to be close to the White House because he is the president's liaison to the Avengers. And what he wants to do is he wants to move into a suburb and have a human life, a normal life.
He builds synthoids just like him
to be his wife, his son, and his daughter.
So when he makes the wife, it was Scarlet Witch's like mind memories, I guess, like a copy of her mind.
Isn't that nuts?
Yeah. So we all know that Vision and Wanda had a thing,
but they had a rocky marriage.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. You got Vision, who's like the top science, like he's like one of the best robots out there. And then you got
most logical, most scientific kind of
character. And
you
got Scarlet Witch, who's like
all mystical,
all magic, like a powerful like sorceress. I imagine, right? One of the best sorcerers in the
strong. I think she's the strongest raw magical talent there.
She warped reality at one point, so it's pretty cool how these two are together. It's too bad they can't be together. That's sad.
Well, their relationship was fraught with just kind of like weirdness. First off, Vision
superheroes will do that.
So Wonder Man was a character.
Was he Avenger?
He was an Avenger. He was briefly married.
What was his power?
He had matter manipulation, density manipulation, basically super strength, flight, energy projectiles, Superman kind of stuff. Wonder Man kind of had a thing with Scarlet Witch, and I think I believe they got married, and then he died.
Oh.
And Ultron, when he made Vision, used Wonder Man's brainwaves.
Oh, that's the reason why they went together? I don't like that.
So it's fraught with a little bit of like, she's dating a robot that's based off of her dead ex.
Yeah, she only dated him.
I don't think it's only.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
I don't think it's only because he's definitely not Wonder Man. Because Simon shows up and they're very different people, right?
Right.
But they she's a sorceress. She makes fake kids because they have sex and like they realize that they can't have kids together. And then she kind of makes the kids, Tommy, and people who have watched WandaVision will kind of understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It also happens in the comics. And one of my favorite things is in the comics, they hire a nanny to watch the babies. And when they go off and do adventures, the babies disappear.
Oh, my Lord.
Like 1 minute, the nanny's giving them a bath, and then Scarlet Witch is like, okay, I'm going to go fight a demon with the Avengers. And then the nanny's like, all right, I'll watch your kids. And then Scarlet Witch goes off, and then she goes to check on the kids. She's like, where are the kids? The kids aren't here. Uh-oh. And then she would try to call Scarlet Witch, but she wouldn't be able to. And it's because Agatha Harkness knew what was going on and was like, no, you can't tell her that her kids aren't real. That's dangerous.
Well, that's like an easy job though. You go there to nanny them, and then the kids disappear. So you just eat the fridge, man.
But
eat food.
Imagine being a normal nanny getting hired to watch an Avengers children, and they're you get introduced and they're babies and they're normal babies, and you pick them up,
they're
and you hold
kill
them and you feed them, and they burp and they poop and you change their diaper, right? Because they, for all intents and purposes, are being warped into reality by the magic lady who made them. And then as soon as that magic lady isn't thinking about them and is gone, they just disappear, like they don't exist anymore. You'd freak out.
Yeah, dude.
You'd be like, I messed up. I'm so fired.
I think I'm gonna die.
I think my only option is to become a supervillain now. I don't know.
I love living in a superhero world. That's just an option you can do.
Yeah, but the book doesn't start with it. The book starts with his life in suburbs, but it does go into it. And since we're here,
they're adjusting into this normal life. The kids go to regular school.
Let's keep talking about Wanda and his relationship because we're already
here.
We're already here. We're already doing it,
yes.
And we're gonna instead of circle back after talking and getting distracted. They have a really bad marriage because
romantic.
There's romance in it, but he has a hard time connecting to her.
And then he turns into White Vision.
And then he tries when he's before that though, he tries to have a conversation with her where he's like, Wanda, the kids aren't real.
Oh yeah.
Those aren't my children.
Wanda, I need to let you know.
Please be logical about talk to me.
I cannot give sperm. That is not my children.
That's impossible.
Here, I'll show you. I'll demonstrate again that I cannot give sperm.
He even says something like you were never pregnant.
Oh God.
Right?
You must understand, Wanda, that I cannot produce.
And this is
children.
after because this is after the dinner where all of the extended family, Simon Williams,
God, some of them did not look like they want to be there.
Quicksilver is there. The Wizard is there. We all love the Wizard. Agatha's
I do not know who the wizard is.
Yes, I've told you who the wizard is
I'm
all
sorry.
the time, Eric. He's the coolest character in Marvel. You're gonna go, oh, that's lame. But like, there's a DC character who's exactly the same thing that you love. He is a speedster, which, by the way, don't really exist in Marvel.
Oh, this is coming back to me. Yeah, you talked to me about this guy.
I hate you.
The wizard.
For our audience members who hopefully will remember and value this information that I gift upon them,
I'll probably forget
and not
again.
cast it aside as some kind of bauble that is meant to be disregarded. The wizard was once believed to be Quicksilver and Wanda's dad, because Quicksilver and Wanda had kind of murky, like, they were
origin
mutants.
stories.
They got introduced as Magneto's mutant children, which they weren't. He kind of kidnapped them. Got retconned that he kidnapped them. Then it was that, they are mutants, but Magneto's not their dad. But this guy named the Wizard is probably their dad because he has super speed. He has the same hair as Quicksilver. And then it's like, but this cow lady is actually the guy who gave them to the Wizard because she was the original nanny to their original parents who happened to just be two random people from Romania. And that's it. Well, that's their lineage. Right. Is their parents are just some random...
I'm sorry that they didn't appear on the family tree cover.
That's fine. Right. But listen, the Wizard is a speedster whose father was an adventurer, much like Dr. Venture. He was kind of like a Rusty Venture type. He gets bitten by a king cobra in Africa. His dad, a scientist, was like, king cobra, what's the opposite of a cobra? What will save my son from dying from its venom?
A mongoose?
Mongoose. So he injects his son with mongoose blood, and that, for some reason, gives him super speed.
I don't like that. Are mongooses known for speed?
Mongoose, they kill cobras. They fight. Mongoose and cobras and snakes are like
and that gives them the ability to run fast?
No. So anyways, after the big dinner where all of these people come over and congratulate them on their new kids, like Vision's out in the hallway with two chairs waiting for her, and he's like, hey, listen, we gotta talk. This is getting out of our kids aren't real.
Was this an actual like scene from the like from the comics?
Just, no, this is new. This is new stuff. Okay. This is like well, I'm sure that I think them having kids and them being congratulated and everyone being happy for them and giving them presents was real, but this is all just like behind the scenes. I like it when she yells at him that he's a toaster.
That's messed up.
He like lays the hard truth on her, and he's like, "I love you, like please, like they're not real."
You're
and then
a
he
toaster.
like reaches to touch her, like a comforting touch, and then she's just like, "You're a toaster."
That is a slur in Marvel Universe.
He's like, Wanda, you can't say that.
Wanda, you can't. I let you use that word once and for a joke, but then you can't use that anymore.
Oh my god! And then he meets, and then he turns, and then we get some White Vision where he's just like, yeah, I don't have any emotions anymore.
Yeah, he fell into a vat of bleach.
I'm not their dad.
And came out as
You're
White
not my
Vision.
kids. Is the truth not kind? And then it cuts to this scene, which is real dark. This is right after she gets her mind wiped by Doctor Strange.
Oh shit! It was Doctor Strange. Because
what
was
happens
Agatha.
It might have been Agatha, but somebody wipes her mind of her kids ever existing because she learns the truth that she was. Huh?
Good. Those kids never existed. She's lying.
Yeah. She was.
You ever heard of adopting a kid?
She was mentally unwell.
Yeah,
and she had reality warping problems, or she had reality warping powers, and she had a delusion. She was delusional.
Yeah,
and then
part of that illusion
because of her reality warping powers, she could create that delusion. And then
she could just,
when she realized what was happening, when she realized the reality of it, it kind of like broke her. So they erased her memory of it ever happening. And there's a scene where White Vision in this book is in the room with her, and is just like, "Hey, you're not going to remember this. Just like I won't remember this.
Your kids are going to be destroyed just as easily as they were created. So you don't have to worry about them. They're going to have a horrible death." You're not even going to remember it, so you're not even going to worry about it. It's fine. So yeah, that's a whole Wanda Vision relationship right there, right?
Yeah,
sad.
That's it. And then
I like how White Vision's telling the kids like, "Hey, you're not real, and I'm not your dad," and only Scarlet Witch is crying about it.
See later when Wonder Man's back and Scarlet Witch is back with Wonder Man.
Is that the same Wonder Man?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She gives Vision. I don't know why she does this, but she's like, "Hey, here are my brain waves.
Here's a copy of my brain waves.
Here's a copy of my brain because like you were made with a copy of his brain, and we just didn't work out because you're a robot and you're not him. maybe you can make a robot lady that's me.
So Virginia Vision
is created, and then his kids,
Vin Vision,
and
Viv Vision. These two teenage versions, which are actually not copies of brains. They're like their own. Like they were created like a combination of both their brain waves. And the reason they have to go to school is so their brain waves can develop kind of like humans. And I think we have an Annihilus spy in this room.
Dude, this fly is fucking not giving up.
I think there's
He just landed on my hand that I caught him with.
He wanted to go back in the hand.
He's like, yo, can I get some more cuddles, please? I'm like, dude, you are a fly. But who did you think that any of these family members were going to be long-lasting characters or even survive?
No, I honestly thought they were all going to be deactivated in the end.
Viv is allowed to operate as a superhero teen.
Yeah, so in the end, only Viv was able to stay alive, and Sparky.
Yeah,
Sparky. They brought Sparky back to life.
Sparky's there.
But ever since these people move into the neighborhood, there's been some distrust with the neighbors and people at school.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the biggest disaster the family gets into is when Grim Reaper busts into their house.
I like it. I like what happens in the beginning when their neighbors come over from across the street to welcome them to the neighborhood, and they bring cookies, and they see all of the like weird shit
decorations they have,
like the floating water vase of Zen La, a gift from the surfer.
The surfer, Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
Okay, I hope that it wasn't another character that was just called the Surfer.
No, this is a gift from the Silver Surfer to the Vision. That's what
good.
That is. Isn't that neat?
They showed up at the wedding.
They're buddies.
Nice. Captain America
lighter that he used to read lamps. A plant from Wondergore Mountain from Wanda. And like
they threw away the cookies.
Yeah,
because they don't eat.
Yeah, and then they have a conversation about what it means to be human. That's all this book is it's all of the characters just kind of having a conversation of what it means to fit in and what it means to be human. Vin gets very into his son
Shakespeare,
like Shakespeare and poetry and like theater.
Viv starts crushing on a boy.
Viv's got a boyfriend.
Oh, not boyfriend, but just crushing. You know, a little
That's
crushing.
Right.
And the mom is just staying at home, having to deal with a lot of trauma that she has, like killing the Grim Reaper.
Well, they're having a pretty normal life at first. Like it's kind of starting out rocky. They're like Viv and Virginia are sleeping in 2 twin size beds rather than a full queen size mattress like any normal married couple. But and they're separated. They're not connected. It's like separated by a nightstand. It's weird. But one day Vision goes off to work and.
The Grim Reaper comes in.
The Grim Reaper.
Tell us who the Grim Reaper is.
The Grim Reaper is Simon Williams, Wonder Man's
so not the Grim
biological brother. He is a man with half of his forearm amputated, and he has a anti-phasing scythe attached to it.
A sickle.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's a scythe. You're right. It's a scythe.
Sickles are more circle. This is like a scythe.
Moons, yeah. I call it a sickle, though.
The proletariat has a sickle. The Grim Reaper has a scythe. Anyways,
stabs the shit out of Vin with that sickle, by the way. That sickle scythe.
And then basically cuts her in half.
So Virginia does the only logical thing and
beats him to death with a cookie tray.
Beats the Grim Reaper to death with a tray.
With the cookie tray. It's the cookie tray.
Oh, it's the cookie tray's symbolism, dude. They're gonna bring the cookie tray back later.
The cookie, when she comes back as a villain, just like Jean Loring, she's gonna be
the top 10 villains in Marvel. Virginia Vision,
and then so Virginia Vision or Viv Vision is obviously cut in half. She
taken to Tony Stark's for repairs,
right? And Vin goes to school and is all alone and feels more lonely than ever because his sister's not there. Yeah, and he sinks through the floor.
Because he's so sad.
He's so sad.
So we got to also mention that Virginia, even though she had every right to protect herself,
she did commit a murder.
She did commit a murder.
Yeah.
And she's afraid that because she's a synthoid, they'll be treated differently in court
also,
or whatever.
Her husband is a superhero who, like, their one thing is that they don't kill their enemies.
Yeah.
And she straight up bashed this dude's skull in with a cookie tray.
So the logical idea is to tell the kids, never happened, and let's bury the guy in the backyard.
She actually lies to Vision about it.
Yeah, lies to Vision.
She lies to Vision about what happened.
And I think that Vision knows that she's hiding something.
100%.
But he didn't want to, pry into it because he loves her.
And then Vin back at school gets approached by Viv's
he is so
lab
sad
partner.
about what happened.
Yeah, he's just sitting there distraught. He crushes an apple in his hand. Why is he getting lunch? That's a waste of food.
Well, you gotta to be a normal teen.
This kid came up and was like, "Hey, can I get your sister's number? We got to do this project together." And he's like, "Oh, she's out. She's ill." He's like, "Yeah, but I need to talk to her. So can I you get me in contact with her?" He's like, "She's out."
So this kid gets irritated with Vin, then starts raising his voice.
He's like, "Do you guys have fucking cell phones? You people have cell phones? Or do I have to send the message straight up your robotic ass?" And then he goes, "What's the problem? You can't hear me?" And Vin goes, "No. You don't have to send it right up our robotic ass." And then he just starts choking the kid out.
Yeah, he breaks a windpipe or something like that.
He presses a nerve in his windpipe that makes him pass out immediately.
Dude, nice.
And then as he does it, he says, "My sister is out. She is ill." And then the principal's
it looked like it snapped his neck too.
It does.
Honestly.
It looks like there was just a snap.
It just doesn't have the snap sound effect or automatopoeia.
So obviously the principal of the school calls in Vision and is like, "Hey man, you can't send a murder robot to school." And he's like,
you just call my son a murder robot? Yeah. That is a
he's
very
like, "Don't you know
offensive...
who I am? I saved this earth 37 times single-handedly."
And that's just a rough estimation. I'm not even counting the times that I saved the world indirectly. Jerk. Dude. If Vision's gonna start throwing that shit around that I saved this planet 37 times, I'd rather die than have to deal with your robotic fucking shitty attitude, honestly. Right?
Look at him.
Oh,
pouring a drink. You gotta get the whiskey in there.
Yeah, he got told off by a synthoid, and so he's like has to take a drink.
He goes, "Metal, fucking shaped metal." That's what he says, and then he starts pouring whiskey. And then Virginia and Vision, these two sociopaths, are flying home, and they're like, "I love you too. I loved how you threatened that man.
You threatened that man for our family.
You threatened that man. I smashed that man's cookie tray skull in." And he's like, "What? Nothing." Verbal glitch.
You think if they ever put Virginia Vision in a Marvel vs. Capcom game, they're going to use that cookie tray as a weapon of hers?
They're going to use the cookie tray, and they're going to have the dad of the kid. No, we'll talk about it. She gets a package in the mail, and it's a cell phone with a video of her burying the Grim Reaper in their front yard.
And blackmail.
Why in the front yard?
Because they're not human. No, it was a backyard.
Was it the backyard?
Yeah. Because I remember the dog sneaks back there.
Oh, that's right. And then the next issue opens up with some kids spraying "Go Home Socket Lovers"
on their garage door, and then Virginia's faced her hand
faces through the guard,
grabbed the kid by the shirt, and then slammed his freaking face into the.
There's a lot of blood on the garage door after she slams his face into it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's some brain matter there. If we get like a magnifying glass over it, there's some smidges of brain on there.
And then this is when we start getting shots of Agatha Harkness doing a weird ritual on Wonder Mountain.
Yes,
because
something eats the flower.
The narration bubbles have been purple this entire time.
Oh yeah, I just realized that's Agatha's color.
Yeah, because there's thoughts.
She's the purple witch, right? Because you got the Scarlet Witch and then the purple witch.
She's the purple witch, just like the purple man's the purple man. There's just purple witch.
There's purple everywhere.
You get narration bubbles from like Vision and the other visions, and they're green and yellow. Like what they look like. So then,
who's narrating the story?
It's Agatha Harkness. She's talking about how this little robot tried to go and be a real boy. And we get a scene where Tony Stark and Vision are reviving Viv, which is fun. Because Tony Stark is like, "Hey man, this is kind of fucking Frankenstein type shit. This is weird."
Yeah, but you could die, bring her back to life. It's like, "That is my daughter. I will do it."
And then he's like, "Vision, this is too much. I'm gonna pull the plug. I'm pulling the plug."
Yeah,
and then Vision literally goes, "Tony Stark, you are my colleague. You are a fellow Avenger. You are my oldest friend. But if you touch that, I will kill you."
Oh,
and
dude.
Fucking Jesus, Vision. This is right here. This one panel of Tony Stark reacting to Vision is my reaction to this entire book.
That's you. You say that every time you turn the page. Jesus, Vision.
Jeez, you're still one of my favorite characters for sure. But Jesus, Vision.
So Viv is back online though.
Viv's back online. Vision
has robot sex with his wife.
There's a fun scene where Vision comes home, and like he ding dongs the door.
Well, it's to surprise them. It's like
But like Virginia's really tightly wound up about murdering that guy and being blackmailed about it.
Yeah.
And like her son, who's been suspended from school, is just sitting on the couch doing his homework.
Yeah,
and she comes in and is like yelling at him.
Yeah, he's like listening to music on his AirPods or listening to something.
Yeah, like the doorbell's going off, and she's like, "Can't you fucking do anything around here? You're just gonna sit on the couch." And he's like, "I'm doing my homework, like you told me." And she's like, "Oh no, I get it. I'm the only one who gets anything done in this house." And Vin's like, "Mom, you killed the guy."
God.
And then they open the door, and it's like, "It's just us." And it's like, Vision, this is your house. Why are you ringing the doorbell?
Because they wanted to surprise them that she's got better.
2, both of you can phase.
They have to open the door just in case there's a human being on the other side, because that's what human beings do. They open doors for other people.
They do not phase through walls.
Yes, they wanted to surprise them. The family, look, I'm all better. The girl's better now. The family's happy. Virginia's having robot sex with Vision.
Did you
now.
notice how she takes off her lingerie?
Wow, just like Scarlet Witch did.
No, look, she's phasing through it.
Wait, yeah, that's actually pretty funny.
Like the panties are falling through her feet.
I like that.
Like it's falling through her shoulder. It's not coming off the shoulder and sliding down the arm. It's literally falling through her mass.
It's kind of erotic. I wish I had a synthoid girlfriend.
I think they sell those.
Really? Yippee.
So next, we get a scene of Vision playing ball with his family.
Can that be the cover of the thumbnail of the video? Is Vision holding up a football of the school mascot that says "Fighting Redskins"?
And it's the same, like the shade of pink they use for
Vision skin
is the same shade as Vision skin.
He's like, "What is this?"
He's like,
"That's the new school mascot, Dad." He's all like, "No, your school mascot is a bull with a bicorn hat. Why is this a Native American on here? This is our new mascot."
No,
Dad.
it's not new. It's the old mascot. It's they just have old merch.
Oh no! I thought they said they're bringing back. This is a new mascot, and it's not on all the merch yet.
No,
they haven't changed the school yet.
No, they go, "What is this? This is the school mascot." No, your mascot is a colonial bull in a three-corner hat. They said that is the new mascot. The Fighting Patriot. It was recently changed. They have yet to modify the logo on some of the various associated paraphernalia.
So they just gave him a freaking Redskins football.
Yeah. And then Vision makes I like this because it's all like Vision is just like a philosophy major in this book. Because then he's like, yes, this is the most typical endeavor of humans. They change, but they do not change. And they're like,
Dad, Dad, can you throw the football now?
Okay. Oh, okay, fine. And they're like in the sky, and he's like, "Come on, man, don't."
We cannot. We must be human beings. We cannot fly.
Then why did you give us the ability to fly,
Father,
Dad?
come on, please,
what
Father. So there's a nice little family moment where Vision's hanging out with his kids. I like it.
Then his kids go back to school for the first time ever since Vin absolutely bodied that kid.
Yeah, Viv disappeared, and Vin destroyed that one kid. And now they're all freaks. I mean, they were freaks before, but now the whole staff is just like, not just the staff though. Yeah. The kids are keeping their distance from him.
And then,
but that kid that Vin beat up, the same kid. Oh, there's that bull. But anyway, the kid who was lab partners with the daughter actually walks up to the daughter and actually has this pleasant conversation about like, hey,
he was trying to get that number from.
Yeah,
Vin had it right. Vin was trying to protect his sister from some.
Yeah, but he was pretty much telling him like, hey, all the kids in the school think you're weird, but I don't think you're weird. I think you're kind of cool. And Viv does not know how to talk to him, so she's very like blunt and like everything. What are you looking at?
Me?
Yeah,
I'm not looking at nothing.
Oh,
I'm listening to you talk.
So now. We find what's her name? Virginia. Uh-huh. She's going to see the blackmailer. Who's the fucking blackmailer? It's the kid's dad.
Yep.
The kid, we call him CK. The kid's name was CK. The kid that Vin beat up and Viv has a crush on. Turns out the blackmailer is this kid's dad.
He noticed it.
He took the video. He told Virginia to meet up their house, and he's trying to tell her like, hey, I don't want to mean anything about it. I don't want any money.
Yeah, she shows up and she's like, look, I came as requested. He's like, okay, cool.
I don't want money.
Before we start, look, I have a gun. I know how to use
by the way, I have a gun.
That's what he starts with. He goes, I have a gun. I know how to kill you.
She's like, yeah,
fine.
Okay.
And then he goes, do you want cookies? I made cookies. And she's like, oh, I'm gonna beat you to death with that tray, dog.
She took the tray.
Her hands started like shaking. She was like, oh, you made cookies, huh?
Oh, that's my trigger. But the guy's just all like, hey, I don't want money or anything. I just want you to leave my neighborhood.
I don't feel safe with you in my neighborhood. Right.
After what you did to my boy.
Notably, he has a Redskins. Like, he still has the old school mascot decoration in his house.
Yeah.
This is a little,
just to show
there's a little bit of
guy
subtext on racism going on in this book. But he's like, look, just leave our neighborhood. This is my neighborhood. This isn't yours. Get out of here. The kid hears all this and wakes up and is like, Dad, what's going on?
No, he doesn't hear him yet. But he's coming downstairs.
Yeah.
Virginia gets angry, starts floating near him, which
he's like, I'm just trying to be real with you, lady. Get out of here. And then she starts floating. She's like, I too am trying to be real.
Oh my God. He got scared, pulls the gun out, shoots her. But obviously she's a robot. She phases, and the bullets hit CK
right in the head.
That's
directly in the head.
That was insane. That was like a very intense moment of me reading.
And then she's like, no. And he's like, what the fuck? Oh no.
You killed my boy. And that was even though I shot the gun. No.
And then he's like, you killed my boy. I'm going to kill you. After that, I'm going to get everyone everywhere. And everyone's going to kill all of you.
And then she punches him in the head.
This is I like, it's not great, but it is a funny looking panel of him like I just imagine him like yelling all these threats and her just calmly walking over and he's still like yelling and she's just like
a quick little bonk on the head, cracks open his skull and leaves him in a coma.
Yep. Son's dead, guy's in the coma. FBI shows up and is like, "Hey, Vision, can we
tell us where you and your family's been?
Where have you been? Have you been keeping track of them at all?"
So sad.
Yeah, and then he lies for his wife to the FBI. And the entire time he's doing it, he's thinking of the 37 times that he saved the world.
Yeah, this cop is like interrogating him, and it's really getting on Vision's nerve. Like only thing that's going through Vision's head right now is how much he sacrificed for this earth. And now this police officer is interrogating me, telling me that my family's doing all this shit. But then the cop gets him.
I like this. I like the interview. Sorry to interrupt, but he goes, Can you tell me where you were last Tuesday? And then he tells him, he gives him his alibi, and he says, yes. And then he goes, can someone confirm all that? And the Vision goes, yes. And the guy goes, who? And he goes, I can confirm it.
I am basically a recording machine. I can vouch for myself.
Yeah. And then he talks about the incident at school, and he's like, yeah, that happened. It was inappropriate. I handled it. Like, it was the end of their interaction. He's like, I don't understand what you're doing. Like, he was like, how did your son take the punishment? Because the cop is like, you and your son and this kid had history, and now this kid's dead, and his dad's in the hospital.
So he said, the cop's like, where were you, and where was your son during that night?
Mm-hmm.
So your son was with me. My family, my kids were with me that night, blah, blah, blah. He's like, oh, yeah? Well, what was it? Is that your wife, too? Was your wife there? The same night where she went to go to the blackmailer, who she told Vision that I'm just going to see some, like, house designer person. I don't know, some kind of person for the house. So that made him stop and think, like, damn, did my wife actually do it? That cop pulled out where's your wife that night? Oh shit, he didn't know.
And he comes home to where his wife is freaked out and smashed the dining room table.
He lies to the cop, telling him that, yep, my wife was with me that night as well, even though he knew it wasn't. So Vision knows. Vision
100% knows what happened. I think Vision, like, because he mentions it, he's like, I'm a recording machine. And I think all of them are. And I think Vision kind of, like, it's sick because it's kind of an invasion of privacy, but I feel like he has access to all of, like, what they've experienced in the day.
You think so? Yeah.
Well, in some capacity, at least he knows their general location at the very least. They definitely have all of their shared locations on. Also, this is sad. The dog goes into the backyard and digs up
the dead body of
gets electrocuted and
by the scythe. We were by the sickle scythe.
Yep.
Gets electrocuted and dies.
Well, he doesn't die. He gets electrocuted. He gets mortally wounded, and Vision finds him and then uploads his consciousness into a dog body.
Yeah, they got a dog now. Who cares about all these people dying? Look at the family. They got a dog now.
Also, you know whose dog it was?
It was the neighbors from the beginning.
Cookie people.
She gave back the cookie sheet.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, it's all fucked up and bent up and have brain matter on it.
Look, he literally, like, Frankenstein's this dog's brain out of its head and then zaps it into the little green robot dog.
Insane. But hey, they got a dog now. That's fine.
They do have a dog now. And Vision is kind of, the entire issue is his internal, like, well, it's not his internal, but it's Agatha kind of like being like, I think things have gone too far.
All right, so just a little, won't go too much in detail about this, but Agatha does get a fortune. She looks into the future and finds out that the Visions do something really bad.
Yeah, Vision's gonna kill. He's gonna take that step into the
bad guy.
Yeah.
So Vision, because the Vision said that when he lied to the cop, he was like, that was the moment he stepped to the other side. So he's really descending into darkness. So Agatha gets the Avengers together, tell them like, hey, remember that family that you guys, that Vision family you guys were worried about? Yeah, well, they're gonna cause some serious problems.
Yeah.
So the Avengers, in order to spy on the Visions, sends in an agent, and that agent is.
Victor Mancha.
Victor Mancha. Vision's brother.
A member of the Runaways.
A member of the Visions.
The Avenger AI team, and a family member of Vision, a half-brother, if you will. So Victor Mancha is a synthesoid who...
looks more human, honestly.
He was designed to be a human boy because there was this lady who couldn't have kids and didn't have a husband, and she was sad, and she wanted... All she wanted was a son. She was a poor lady in Los Angeles. And at the time, Ultron's head was in a landfill in Los Angeles. It was just stuck there.
And she found it.
And she thought God was talking to her. And God told her to
you ever watch the news? Do you not know what Ultron looks like?
He was like, make me or help me rebuild my body, and I'll build you a son. And she does, and he does. And then he makes the boy think that he's a real boy, but he's not. And he discovers that he's a robot designed to kill the Avengers in the future.
Oh, yeah. He learns about that in the future. There's a possible future event that he kills the Avengers.
That's what he is designed to do that. He is designed to become the strongest Avenger and then kill all the superheroes so that Ultron can take over.
But didn't they say that he sees a future that will happen? So he's trying to do everything he can to prevent that from happening.
Yeah.
So
he's a Runaways character. This is him later in his career. And the book's not about him. But that is his character
play a part,
arc.
though.
That's his. Yeah, I know. That's his character arc, though. Is like, oh, you were designed to destroy everyone.
Now he's a good guy.
But I'm in control of my own fate, right?
I'm in control of my own fate.
They send him to go visit his brother and his nephew and his niece and his new sister.
You know what? His presence in the family really does help out. Also, notice how the text box has changed to red. Now it's Scarlet Witch telling the story.
Yeah.
So Victor comes in and is actually a nice addition to the family.
He's getting to know him. He's making him feel more human because he himself is more human.
Yeah. He has some time he spends with each of the family members.
He really hits it off with Vin.
Yeah, hits it off with Vin.
They play basketball. Look at that.
Heck yeah. He's cheating because they're robots. Oh yeah, Viv sees the grave.
Viv goes to her crush's grave and floats down into to see him.
Do you think that's what happened?
Yeah, look, that's what's happening.
I mean, I can't interpret that. I think it's her just up here. She doesn't want to be seen walking through the graveyard.
Okay, read the next panel. Right after that, in the next page.
Fine. I should not have seen that. Okay, you know what? You're right.
I'm interpreting that as she just doesn't want to walk through the graveyard. No, that's her. That's her. She went down into the graveyard to do that.
I think when I first read that, I thought it was she meant seeing the gravestone and all that and being there. But I guess
this is his gravestone. She is coming up out of the ground where his gravestone is, and then she says, "I should not have seen that."
Yeah, that was pretty gross.
Yeah.
But Victor's there to give her some comfort.
He's like, "I tried to tell you.
Human beings look gross when they're dead."
And then he hangs out with Vision for a little bit, and Vision's like, "All right, what does any of this mean?"
They're having a good little brother moment.
I honestly like it a lot. I think it's neat.
Too bad he's a spy to the Avengers. And guess who catches him?
Vin,
the only stable family member, honestly.
It's only because he's throwing the ball at the dog.
Yeah,
and the dog goes into the house across the street. And he's like, no. And he's following the ball, and he finds Victor in that house.
Talking to the Avengers.
Giving them an update.
Yeah, I mean, despite Vin crushing that guy's neck, I think Vin has been the most stable person of the whole family. Compared to the mom who's flipping out because she done all this stuff. And what's her name? Viv, and her boyfriend dying, or crush dying. That's really messing her up. And then Vision lying to the cops.
Yeah. He's he hasn't mentioned any of the stuff that we know is going on, but...
So what happens is Victor gets caught by Vin. Vin's trying to process what he's seeing. And in a moment of Victor trying to stop him to tell Vision, he shocks him like some electric powers.
Yeah.
And shocks Vin so badly that it short circuits his mind or whatever to where he cannot be repaired at all.
Yeah.
He is straight up dead.
He kills his nephew.
That was really fucked up.
Look, he's like, stop. He's like, just shut up.
Shut up. I'm just trying to kill you. Shut up. He's like,
up.
Father. This is really sad.
Yeah, and then we get some backstory from his
Victor,
runaway time. Look, he fought Hive.
Yeah, apparently.
He fought Super Skrull.
Oh, there he is, yeah.
Look, he fought Wolverine.
Why do you fight Wolverine?
Look,
is that one of the guys from the Wrecking Crew?
That's the Wrecker himself.
Why is the Wrecker giving him a hard time?
What do you mean? He's a runaway. He fights a bunch of different guys.
So he has an addiction to metal, like what's that? What's the vibranium?
Yeah,
to the vibranium metal because I guess it has electronic charge.
Yeah.
So he's like a druggie now, a druggie for the what's that Wakanda metal. I don't know what I guess that plays into his character, I guess.
Yeah, it goes. We get a little backstory on Victor and what he's been up to and how he ended up working for the Avengers to spy on Vision. So
he dies. So the boy dies, unfortunately, and Victor is taken to jail.
Yep, Victor goes to jail for trial.
And Vision's in a state of well, he has no idea what to do right now.
He's despondent here.
Yeah,
he's really let things get out of control. His daughter is praying to God.
That's such a sweet moment.
And he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
No, I think it's sweet because then he joins them. Like he asks if I can join you, and then like have the little moment where they're praying together. Well, she prays, and he just goes along with it. I think
he says
really
amen
sweet.
at the end.
Yep, that means you're part of the prayer. If you say amen, you're part of the prayer.
Poor fella, man. He takes his eyeball out and he just watches memories of his son.
Doing poetry. Oh, my Lord.
It's rough, dude.
He's my favorite family member.
Remember when his wife killed that guy's son?
Hey, first of all, no, she didn't kill him directly. Indirectly, maybe. Not directly.
Look, it's Kid Nova.
Yeah, I thought that was Nova for a second.
Look how little he is,
Look
though.
at his big eyes.
He's
look how I thought that was just the art style.
No.
The art style just made him look scrawny.
The other men
eyes.
are normal men. This is a little boy.
And you know, now that you mentioned, his helmet does look different.
Yep.
It's like
it's black. It's not gold.
It's black, and it's also, I know the cross on the helm.
Mm-hmm.
There's like extra stars pointing out of that.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Yeah, I think that, now that I see him a second time, that does not look like my
But Vision gets the idea to go to prison to kill his brother.
Yeah, Vision's like, hey, screw being a superhero. I'm just going to kill Victor.
And when he pulls up, guess who's there?
The Avengers.
That's not even the Avengers, dude. That's literally everyone. That's shit.
Oh, yeah. The X-Men.
Like
is that the X-Men there?
These are all the characters who have shit going on in the comics right now. So you got the Avengers. You have Doctor Strange, who has a really major book going on right now.
Spider-Man.
Black Panther.
I can't believe Doctor Strange.
Spider-Man is an Avenger.
Doctor Strange has a very important stuff going on, and he has to sidetrack this shit just so he can stop Vision from killing.
I'm pretty sure at this point in the comics, the Avengers versus Inhumans is happening, which was an awful event. Not a good event.
Good. I hate those Inhumans. Go back being humans.
And that's why Medusa is there, who's the queen of the Inhumans, and Beast is there, because Beast actually double-crossed the X-Men and worked for the Inhumans.
The Inhumans!
Beast is not a great X-Men.
I keep getting the Inhumans and Eternals mixed up because I'm like, every time I hear the Inhumans, I'm like, oh, that's Jack Kirby's version.
Nope.
But I'm like, nope, wait.
It's the Eternals.
Go back. It's the Eternals.
But Vision shows up and is like, guys, everyone step aside. I'm just here to kill my brother.
He's like, I'm here to kill Victor. If you are here to help me, that is very appreciated, but is unnecessary.
No, he goes,
Is that not it right there?
I understand that due to his role in the death of my neighbor and my neighbors and my son, my actions undertaken under your supervision, Victor Mancha, is being held here in the Arlington Courthouse Jail. And then Iron Man's like, Vision. And then he's like, I am here to visit Victor in his cell. Then I will kill him for killing Vin. And he's like, listen, man, come on. He's
listen,
like,
man, your son died.
I would greatly appreciate your cooperation in this matter. However, I do not require your cooperation in this matter. He's like, you guys want to help me kill? I'd appreciate it. But
you're not going to do that. So step aside.
Don't need you to. And then he fights all of the Avengers.
All of the Marvel heroes, actually.
And some other Marvel heroes. So
while Vision's going on this big battle with the what's his face? The Avengers. Virginia's revealing to Viv that she participated in the death of CK. It was all her fault. Yep. And
ruins her relationship with her daughter. He said I was cool.
He said I killed him. He said I was cool, Mom.
And you killed him.
That's really sad.
It is sad, dude.
First boy, he gave her a compliment. He died. All right, then. So Virginia,
Viv runs away from her mom. Back to the Avengers fighting Vision. He's whooping their asses.
Look at Teen Nova go down. Good.
They're absolutely getting their butts whooped, dude.
So
look, Miles is there.
He's an Avenger too.
He's at I think technically the champions are there. And then look, Simon Williams is there.
Who's that?
Simon Williams, Wonder Man.
The movie. There's a movie based on Wonder Man.
No, he's an actor.
Wonder Man's an actor?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's an actor on top of being a superhero.
I kind of like that.
So that's his ex-wife's new guy, and also his ex-wife's ex-husband, who then became the new guy.
All right, I kind of like that.
Look, he phased through a lot of people. He straight up punches Doctor Strange in the jaw. It's messed up.
Man, can Vision really body the rest of the heroes?
Also, Virginia fucking kills the dog.
Yeah.
She just beats the shit out of there's a panel of her punching the dog in the face.
And I know that's fucked up, but it actually plays into the whole future thing. Remember how Agatha was able to get that fortune?
Yeah.
That future? You remember how she did it?
Yeah, she killed the cat who ate the flower from. She fed the cat the Wonder Gore flower. It turned into a panther. She killed it and then ate the flower.
And when you eat, you kill the being that ate the flower, and you eat the heart or stomach of it, and then you get future.
Well, you also die.
Oh yeah, you also die.
She's a ghost now.
You get a future. Wow, I can't believe she died just so she can get that vision.
Yeah, so then Virginia does it.
So because the same flowers in the Vision's household, the dog eats the flower, doesn't die because it doesn't go insane because it's a robot. So Virginia, who after tells the daughter about what happened, she gets mad, beats up the dog dies, and then she eats she eats the flower, I guess, that was in the body, and that gave her a vision that her husband Vision is going to kill somebody, and she does not want that to happen. So Vision is about to see Victor, but Agatha and Scarlet's there to stop her. But what does Vision do to Scarlet to hold her back? They hug, and he sticks his little fingers inside her body, and then that makes her cough blood and knock her out. And since
that's not cough, that's her headdress swaying. And
since Agatha's a ghost, she's all like, "I can't do shit. Bye." And then Victor's actually wants this to happen, right? Because he doesn't want to kill the Avengers in the future, so he's actually kind of accepts this.
Yep, but then Virginia shows up and rips out Victor's heart.
So Vision doesn't do it. Before Virginia does this, she actually calls the police, gives her the whole story about how she was the one that killed Vin and the Grim Reaper, and not Vin, the neighbors. It's all her fault. Everything that happened was all her fault, even though it kind of is, but she kind of made it sound like she was the mastermind behind it all. So she drinks that water vase that we mentioned earlier that causes her to slowly die. It's really sad.
It causes her to slowly die?
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, it does.
They have one more moment together.
Get her in a bag of rice, quick.
Virginia, please do not leave me. I'll put you in this bag of rice.
I filled the bathtub with rice. It will draw the water out of your technology.
The only reason we have bags of
iPhones.
Can you imagine going to their house and then there's no food in their kitchen except for bags of rice, and you're like, "Hey, Vision, what's with all these rice for? In case one of us gets wet, we just fill the bathtub with rice and we just go in there."
And then Wanda's hanging out with Viv. Gives her the dog back.
Well, tells Viv why her mother did what she did. Pretty much telling her she's not really a murderer, but she's doing this for her father and your family. Because that's what Virginia told Viv was when Vision goes out to go attack that jail. Mm-hmm. Virginia tells her hey, your father's out there fighting the Avengers. If he kills them all, we're going to get deactivated by the people. But if they kill him, they're going to deactivate us. So in the end of the day, they're going to get deactivated. We're going to get deactivated. Yeah. So she purposely goes there and kills Victor. So it's all her fault. Yeah. If it's all her fault, then Viv lives. Because if it's Vision's fault, then those two creations are his problem, and they have to get rid of it. So she pretty much sacrificed herself for her daughter and her husband. really nice.
And also, Wanda has this, and she's like, "Look, your mom did what anyone would do. Your mom was pretty like she did the right thing, or she did the wrong thing. I think she did what anyone would do in the given situation."
Yeah, and Tom King was like, Tom King does this thing in some of his stories where he pretty much tells you the ending, about what's going to happen at the end.
Yeah.
So he was foreshadowing that this family was going to be deactivated all, but in the end, the daughter was still alive, and Vision continues living this like house with his daughter, and they're moving on.
Single parent, dude.
Yeah, they're moving forward, and that's when Scarlet Witch brings the dog in, and they're trying to have a family, and also Vision
is secretly working on repairing his wife.
So tell me, does that ever come back?
Not as of yet.
Okay, so he still has that. So canonically, he still has that.
I think that was like a Tom King, like little like how Tom King doesn't really do endings.
Yeah. Leaves it hanging, but that's pretty cool though.
I think it was a good deep dive. It was a pretty Marvel heavy episode today.
Oh my god, yeah. Can we still have some time to talk about Doom Patrol?
I don't think. Do you wanna?
Yeah, so we can start reading it. I guess. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, what if we start talking about Doom Patrol next episode?
All right, I just really want to start reading that Grant Morrison run.
That's fine. We can start doing that now because we've just basically what we just.
So I wanted to tell you what happens in Doom Patrol before that happens, because there's a lot of stuff that happens in between. Before that, Grant Morrison stuff. I won't say a lot, but maybe some details you might like to know. Well, fine. We can wait that. We can save that for next.
I mean, look, man, I'm all down for it, but this feels like this episode might need a part 2. We're at like an hour and 23 minutes.
Dang. We talk a lot.
So do you want to talk about Doom Patrol now? Or do you want to
chanting that you don't want to talk
about it? I'm not chanting about it. I'm just saying
I hear it in your voice.
We were on the way here to the thing, and we were like, maybe we do a short one today, and now we're
always
done almost it's almost double a normal one.
I know. Well, I get it. You don't want to talk about Doom Patrol. We'll talk about it next time.
That's not it. It's just I would rather go home and start reading it.
DC.
And because I actually have started reading the Grant Morrison, and in the beginning they mention and reference a lot of the previous Doom Patrol, and it is the Doom Patrol that you just read. But I think it would be better if we started with you talking about that, and then we dive into Grant Morrison stuff next week. Or not next week, because next week we're going to be on break.
So that's 2 weeks of me not talking about Doom Patrol? All right. We can do that. All right, everybody.
You know what to do. Follow us on TikTok to watch me catch a fly in real life. Follow us on Instagram
to watch him catch a fly in real life.
On Book Club from Planet Zero. Go to our YouTube and subscribe at Planet Zero Productions. Follow me on Instagram at Christian Rice Comedy. Eric doesn't have an Instagram.
Yep.
Actually, he does. It's called Book Club from Planet Zero. Go ahead and follow him there.
Yep.
That's
where
if
ever I want to check out Instagram, I just steal your phone and look through it.
That's true. Actually, I show you Instagram, and it's mostly videos of monkeys.
Yeah, that's tempted me to get an Instagram.
It's good. They got good monkeys content, dude. Orangutans. There's the little squirrel ones. They
got some good monkey content.
There are scary ones. I don't like it when there's a chimpanzee. They're hanging out with people, and then the chimpanzee starts. All right. Anyways, this episode's over. Everyone have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in a few weeks.
All right. Good night or good morning.
Guten Tag.